Hi, my name is Xiao Qian and I'm a full-time content creator.
Hi everyone, I'm Zehvier. I'm the boyfriend.
About your home before the renovation?
I spend most of my time at home filming content, making videos, so it's quite a challenge when the house doesn't have natural lighting coming into the house. And of course, we have very limited storage as well, so you will just see that the whole house is very messy and it's very cluttered. Yeah, it's quite frustrating coming back home.
Okay, so maybe for me, our place before the reno, it was very simple. Like initially when we got the place, it was to me, it was an investment house. We bought it, we plan to sell in 3 years. That's why we didn't really reno, and I actually never had any reno experience. So to me, it's just, okay, move in, buy basic furniture from like IKEA,
yes.
Then you just stay and then just flip it.
Yeah, that was the idea.
But eventually after we spoke more about the reno, I realized it actually elevates the whole house in terms of the aesthetic as well as the whole look. So when people now want to, let's say in the future if I do want to sell, I feel like I can sell this whole story of it being a home as well, which I think elevates the whole place. Like it stands out from the usual places you see.
And of course, you won't want to come home to a messy, dark home that's very gloomy. So I think that right now, after the renovation, you can finally call it a home.
Yeah, and a lot of storage space is quite crazy.
Yeah.
Have you actually heard about our company and what is your impression about us?
I think my only few impression of IR was that the only thing I heard was the lifetime warranty. So when I first heard about it, I was like, so good lah. How to even give lifetime warranty? Reno is like Reno lah.
It's so good to be true.
It's still good to be true. But after that, when I got to know more about IR, about their super app and everything, I realized why they can actually confidently say that they can give lifetime warranty.
Yeah.
Which is your favorite part of the house?
Wow, actually quite hard to choose.
Yes, correct. Because I feel
choose.
like every corner of our house, has its own unique selling point. Like usually when you reno a whole house, there will be a favorite place, but so far we don't really have a favorite place because I would say I really love every corner of my house. That's how good the renovation is. But if I were to say the biggest transformation, the thing that I'm super impressed would be the whole living and dining area. Because previously, I didn't even have a proper dining table. I don't even have so basically previously my dining table was my workspace, was my dining area, was also my makeup desk. But right now, I'm able to have my work desk separately from my dining area and my living area. So I thought that was actually pretty amazing, and how they managed to transform this small little space to something that you can actually have different space for different purposes. And I really love how right now my whole house can receive all the natural light and doesn't affect me when I'm working at home.
Yeah, for me, I think, like she said, there's too many to choose. Every time we lounge at different area, we find this is our new favorite spot. But what stood out to me a lot, is the toilet. You have to take a look at our toilet. It's a different dimension. So you see the whole room and the whole living area, it's of one theme. But once you step in the toilet, it's like you're in a different space. Initially I thought of the toilet, I told Dylan and Auntie that I wanted rain shower concept, some stone wall, more outdoor shower in Bali. So that was my concept, because when I was in Bali, I showered there. I realized, wow, really a lot of tranquility and freedom. So I wanted that in our condo as well. And once you step in our toilet, you can feel like you're actually out in nature because of our skylight, because of the lighting, the design, as well as our stone wall and our rain shower. So the whole ambience of it felt very different. And it was
really
quite
it's really all the small pieces, combined together to fulfill his toilet dream.
Yeah, toilet dream. If you're a guy, you will know you spend the most time in the toilet.
So I would say he really enjoyed the toilet, and now he's gonna stay even longer in the toilet.
Yeah, and another fun fact, our washing machine is also very nicely hidden in our toilet, maximizing our living space as well.
Yeah.
So that's really wow to our IDs.
Because of the washing machine, right? They managed to hide it in the toilet and make use of the space that we have in the toilet. And now he can fulfill another dream of his. He can put his wine cellar in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay, so how was the home renovation experience? Any challenges or hiccups happen, and how my designer actually helped to solve them?
Okay, so for me, right, this is my first reno. So I was expecting quite a lot of hiccup and problems. But after that, you want me to talk about the toilet?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, so maybe I can share a bit about the toilet. Okay, so it's my first hiccup. I didn't really know how it goes lah. Okay, so our designers are Anzi and Dylan. So our experience with them was very, I would say
Very smooth.
very smooth.
Yeah.
And actually I learned a lot from this reno experience, because you always see like bad reno feedback for other companies. But while working with Anzi and Dylan, I learned a lot about designing my place. I learned a lot about the colors. So maybe one example of a small minor hiccup, which is very common, is our toilet. So like I mentioned earlier, our washing machine is hidden in our toilet. Okay, so when moving the toilet bowl, right, the toilet bowl actually broke. Yeah. And then they took the initiative to help us replace it, help us settle it very nicely, and even help us to arrange movers to move our toilet inside to move our washing machine inside our toilet. Yeah, and I think one thing that really stood out to me in terms of all these mistakes is that it allowed me to see how the designers actually dealt with problems and issues, which is very common lah. Like I think for renos, it's very common to have issues.
I feel like renovation, you definitely will have miscommunication, but it's how the ID respond to it, and also how your ID would actually resolve and give you solution to it. Because like cannot be the ID just come to you with a problem and then they don't have the solution and expect you to give a solution instead, you know. But for Enzi and Dylan, they will always they do not just come to us with the problem. They will come to us with the problem that is fixed already.
Yeah,
you know?
they'll
You get
say,
what I
okay,
mean?
this is settled by this.
So it's like as if like it's their house.
Yeah.
It's as if it's their house. They treat it like it's their own house, and they really just design and handle all the problems like it's very personal lah, I feel.
Yeah, I
they
think
really put their heart into this whole project.
Yeah, what really stood out to us is that if you know me and Xiao Qian, right, we have very hectic and busy schedule.
Yeah.
Like there are times they need to fit our schedule and meet us at 11 p.m. like OT to just go through the flow, the planning, as well as to resolve the problems to make this whole renovation as smooth as possible. So I think that really stood out to us, that they really care about the progress of our entire renovation, our home.
Yes.
Do you have any advice for someone considering a home renovation?
Okay, so I think I have two advice. First advice is to find a good ID, because honestly, right, a lot of the things we thought of, right, are improved. Example, storage space. If you realize, a lot of our storage space is because of a elevated platform. We have a very high ceiling. So previously we don't have a lot of workable space, but because we elevated our platform, we have storage space inside. So you need to find an ID that actually suits your style and actually knows what they are doing and responsible. I think responsibility is the most important thing, that they will have to be accountable and be on the ground to help you settle all the the small hiccups.
They really went extra miles for us, because like a lot of the times we are not in Singapore, so they have to come down personally for us. Like really, it's like as if they are the homeowner themselves. And I feel like that actually saved us a lot of time and not to delay the reno even further. And I think it's very important for people who are going to reno your house soon to look for an ID that is responsive. Because like it can be like you have lots of messages, you have tons of requests. Even if, let's say, the ID is busy or not busy, okay, but if they are not responsive to your messages, especially if you can't go on site, I think like responses to messages, to your messages, or to your calls, these are all very important. For example, I can even call them on, like text them on the weekends. I even feel so bad, for texting them on the weekends. I know that it's their off day, but they will definitely immediately reply me. It's crazy how like they became our friends afterwards as well, because like we spend a lot of times that is off working hours. Yeah, because of our schedule. So I really like feel it's very important for you to find someone that is not just responsible but responsive to whatever request that you have. At least just let me know like can or cannot. Yeah, so I think that's very important.
So example of simple things they did is actually going down on site and videoing for us or FaceTiming us when we are choosing furnitures, when we are choosing different fixtures of the house, which I think really goes a long way. So that's the first thing, choosing an ID that is suitable or responsible. Second thing is to manage your expectation, which is what I learned as a first-time homeowner that renovates. Okay, so why manage your expectations? Because you will want a million things from everything you see on Pinterest. Okay, but you need to rank everything in terms of priorities. Okay, whether or not this is important to you, and then from there manage your expectation on what your ideal renovation or house looks like and discuss it very clearly with your ID. I think this will help you resolve any potential conflict as well as have a good experience.
For example, like NZ will give us, for example, like Zehvier wanted the toilet to be very Bali vibes and stuff like that, right? But at the same time, we also want to hide our washing machine inside. So there is very little workable space there. So NZ will tell us, okay, how about you list down the priorities of what is more important for you? Is it the aesthetic? Is it the space? Are you okay to sacrifice this? Because we are working on such a small house, it's very, very challenging. So I think that having an ID to give you such advice, right? Such personal advisors, as if like they just visualize themselves living here. I think it's very, very important in terms of that. Yeah.
So how do you find the super app? Is it useful?
I think that it's very useful because we can track the reno progress and even get lifetime updates. Like for example, whenever our ID go on site, right, they will just take photos, then after that they will upload onto the app. So we can see what's going on, and even if there's any request, right, we can just upload onto the app itself, and then they will find someone to fix it. So I guess that actually that helps with the communication as well.
Yeah, and what's really amazing is that they actually have a lifetime warranty. So maybe you can share about how the lifetime warranty actually works.
Yeah, so lifetime warranty, we actually covers all the carpentry mechanism. So let's say if you have any issues with the mechanism, so maybe 2 or 3 years down the road, you can still contact us. And likewise, you can always take a photo and then upload into the super app. Yeah. So recently, our warranty actually we do an extension to your next buyer of this property.
Oh, okay, so it's transferable.
Wow,
Okay.
Then
Then like that, you can actually kind of like add value to
it brings up the
property
value
as
of the property.
Yeah,
Because when you
correct.
sell the property, you also sell like the warranty of the reno. Then the next owner that comes in can actually reach out to R&R if there's any faults. Yeah.
Then if let's say we can't find you and Dylan, how?
Oh yeah. You can find my boss contact on our website.
Oh,
Okay, that's I think very transparent.
Very transparent.
ID usually not so transparent, so they are very transparent. So that's another plus point. Great.
So anyway, this is our ID NZ and Dylan.
Yeah. And we would like to say a very big thank you to both of them for actually guiding us through this renovation, for making it such a smooth process, and also for making our house into a home.
Yes, correct. I mean, previously really wasn't a home lah. So I would like to say thank you so much for all the hard work and like OT with us. Not OT with us, your OT only. Not OT only. Yeah, they go OT with us. Then after that, never even eat dinner. So poor thing.
And this is really one of the rare renovation that you see, right? That your mock-up the actual house looks the same. I think my actual house looks better than our mock-up.
Yeah,
because initially when our first mock-up, then we have feedbacks be like, hey, actually 那个真的家 or the real house, right, won't really look the same one. Must manage expectation. But when we step in or when our friends step in, they're like, wow, how can our house become so big? How can our house become so nice?
Correct.
So it looks a lot nicer, and it brings out different personality of us into the place as well. So which we really love. So a big thank you to both of you for helping us achieve our
whatever we want.
renovation.
Yeah. Thank you.